Yes, sir. So, what is African Liberation Day? What is the significance to the Pan African movement?
African Liberation Day is a for us by us holiday. It's
Hmm.
basically an opportunity where we are re-identify with the struggle that we have in common as Africans, wherever we may be found around the world. And so it is, in essence, an opportunity for us to keep the pipeline between our heritage intact. Those are brothers and sisters of ours on the continent, brothers and sisters of ours in the diaspora, brothers and sisters of ours here in the United States and other places. Connect internationally, at least on that one day, to identify with our common struggle.
Wow. Yes, sir. That's definitely an important day. And thank you for coming so that you give us some more insight on that because unity is definitely an important aspect that we need to adapt in our community. So, what organizations are involved in this year's May 29th celebration in Detroit? Is this a continuation of the commemoration celebrated each year around the world on May 25th?
And so the celebration here in Detroit, I'll take the second part of the question first. The
Mhm.
celebration here in Detroit is a continuation of what started originally as African Liberation Day and has been celebrated in an uninterrupted sequence since its inception. We're celebrating the 48th African Liberation Day here in Detroit this year. Last year was the first year because of the global pandemic where we actually didn't have any kind of a celebration. And that's the first time in history that we faced the odds and the situation that we faced in that instance. But prior to that, every year, the elders who come before me and our ancestors who come before me, who did what I'm doing now and with others, held and convened this very important celebration to deliver important information and critical inspiration.
Wow. Yes, sir. And so, what organizations will be involved in this year's May 29th celebration in
So
Detroit?
our organization, the African Liberation Day Planning Committee Detroit, is comprised of multiple organizations. There's over 40. To
Okay.
name a few, you have the Million Man Alumni Association, who has kept the tradition alive since the time they went to the Million Man March. They meet every Thursday, and they loan their meeting time on Thursdays during African Liberation Day season to the African Liberation Day Planning Committee. Other community organizations such as Al Line Village, Detroit Black Community Food Security Network, and countless others participate financially as well as sharing their information and resources so we can produce the celebration.
Wow, that's beautiful, brother. That's a great example of unity coming together and producing something beautiful to help give a fantastic event to our people. How can African Liberation Day help us deepen our understanding of the struggles of our people around the world and strengthen our solidarity against oppression and tyranny?
It's a beautiful question. You know, the thing that's one of there's so many things that have been done to us as an African people, but one of the things that's been done very well to us is this misinformation that we have about who each other are,
Mm,
and that goes for Africans in America in the various different boxes that we may find ourselves in, as well as Africans on the continent and throughout the diaspora.
mm,
Brothers and sisters come here from other countries and they're given information about Africans in America and they say avoid them. You don't want to get involved with Black Americans,
mm.
and these types of divisive mechanisms are able to stand when we don't have an opportunity to talk with each other. But African Liberation Day gives us an opportunity to have these kind of conversations, to break down these misunderstandings of each other,
Mhm.
replace it with factual understandings of who each other are, our differences and our similarities, how we can work together, how we ought to work separately when we should, and make us a more effective team toward liberation.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's beautiful. So, what is the environment like on this African Liberation Day?
So, you know, unfortunately, this is the first year we're doing this virtual. And
Mhm.
so I say unfortunately and fortunately because we're moving into the new millennium. African Liberation Day, like I said, been doing this for 48 years in Detroit. Didn't even have a website prior to this year, but this year we've created a website. We're putting
Mhm.
ourselves in a position to make this a virtual thing, whether we have a global pandemic or an opportunity to assemble in person or not. We'll have an opportunity to have a check-in with each other. And so generally, it's a vibrant day, a 2-day event. We generally do it on the Friday before Memorial Day, and we have a keynote speaker. And then on that Saturday, we have like a whole day of just community edutainment. And so the environment is usually very lively, African drum, um, the feeling of community and family, folks who don't get a chance to see each other on a daily basis, having an opportunity to brush elbows and rub shoulders, and also to talk with people from all facets of the community, be it continental Africans, be it folks from different religious traditions,
Mhm.
different cultural traditions, all of that's melted for the moment in time of African Liberation Day for us to talk about our common problems, our common struggle, and our common future.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a wonderful event there. You spoke on edutainment, which stood out to me. So, will there be any speakers or culturally relevant vendors at this year's celebration in Detroit?
Absolutely. So this year's theme is Get Free or Die Trying. That
Mm,
theme was inspired by the work of hip hop duo Dead Prez. And so
okay.
Stickman from Dead Prez will be our keynote this year. He's going to bring a message of how that still resonates 20 plus years after the inception of that idea and the releasing of that musical material at that time. And then
Mm,
share with us, some things that he's observed from his vantage point, being able to travel internationally, having breakout success with the hip hop career, and parlaying that into health and wellness and being an author, and how we continue to struggle for our liberation and how
mm,
actually living in our culture is liberation. So that's a little
wow.
preview of what he's going to talk about. And then we got some local entertainment. Myself personally, I'm known as GMAC. My name is Greg McKenzie, but GMAC is the abbreviation. And so I do some
Mm,
hip hop and other things. I'm gonna do some hip hop for African Liberation Day. Xavier Jack is gonna perform some hip hop. We have a fashion show. We have youth martial arts. Our Kibido Warriors martial arts
wow.
team. Destin Ashaki is gonna do some poetry. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff. Off the top of my head, those are some things I can think of quickly. But we
Wow.
have a full, probably 2.5 to 3 hour program.
Wow, that sounds wow, that sounds fantastic. And man, thank you for giving us that information because I'm sure there are a lot of people, unfortunately, who just never knew. And I guess, like you said before, it's an unfortunate but fortunate situation that the COVID pandemic has forced you guys to do it virtually. Because I would assume now it could reach more people because now those who may not have had the means to travel can now attend this event and be exposed to this wonderful African Liberation Day event. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I agree wholeheartedly. And the key component to what we're doing is liberation through education. So our theme is Get Free or Die Trying. And the sub theme is food, clothing, and shelter. But every year, regardless of the main theme, the key theme for us is liberation through education. And so we raise money
Mhm.
and we give scholarships out to graduating seniors in high school
It's
who are
fantastic.
attending some institution of higher learning. And we want to make sure that we help support them, support us, because the best thing we can do is invest in the future by investing in our young people, and they come and bring relevant information back to the community so we can help empower the change that we're pushing.
Wow. What feeling do you get, after working African Liberation Day and working within the community? What feelings do you get every year after these events?
That's my drug. I'm addicted.
Yes, sir.
Um, I enjoy community work. I remember the first time I gave out a plate at an event. A brother of mine, Yusuf Shakur, was holding at his house and he was feeding the people. And people were in line. They were trying to take cuts. They're trying to get 2 and 3 plates. All these different things, right?
Mm,
Because so much oppression for so long creates a kind of morality that's diminished to some degree to where we really are as a people. But
right.
even in all of that, I could see the beauty in my people and the value in connecting with my people and doing something for them to be of assistance to them. So yeah, I get a great feeling every year.
That's beautiful, brother. How can we learn more about African Liberation Day, and how can we contact you and support your organization?
So African Liberation Day has a website this year in Detroit. It's www.alddetroit.org. Again, that's www.alddetroit.org. And right now, it's in its coming soon phase of the web, but you can go to that website. You'll see the flyer. You'll see some other information about what time you can expect to see the program. The website will probably be live tomorrow. But for sure it'll be live on Saturday. But if you go check in there, all of the contact information you need to reach us is there. I'll give you all my email address if you need to reach me personally. And it's G McKenzie, and that's McKenziejr at yahoo.com. So that's G McKenzie Jr. at yahoo.com.
Wow. Thank you, brother, again for joining us tonight and taking the time out to give us some information and exposing us to this wonderful event from what it sounds like. And I have to give a salute to you, my brother, for doing the work that you're doing in the community, and everybody on the African Liberation Day Committee for taking the time out of their lives to really make sure that this event continues on, because this is important to our people. So thank you again, brother, for coming on tonight and giving us that information.
Thank you all for having me on the show, particularly Brother Dante X, who reached out to me. And this is a very first-class production. I like what you're doing and how you're doing it, so keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother. We do appreciate that a lot.
Yes, sir.
Sir, peace. Thank you for joining us today and tuning in to National Network View News. Please share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. Follow us on social media at NNV News. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, NNV News. This is Tariq X from National Network View News. I wish you all peace, blessings, and good night.
Be a part of the force that powers truth in journalism. Go to nnvnews.com/donate.